Jane Slater had the most interesting report about how this all came together in the last couple of weeks. Says the two sides have been off and on in recent weeks, started really getting steam Saturday. For a long time, the Cowboys were at $32.5 million APY and then moved to 33. Lamb and his camp have been at 34 forever. In the end, it came in at $34 million annual. Working on getting physical done and finished typing up some language and should be finished by tomorrow afternoon for sure. Jerry leaving tomorrow morning for owners' meetings. Lamb could be at practice tomorrow, and Jerry will meet with the media as originally planned Wednesday ahead of their return to Frisco and a press conference. So those are the things to look forward to as we hear talk. But, you know, it's really interesting how the Cowboys once again waited a long time to give the deal that was fair. Is there a strong case to be made that they should pivot with how they're doing these contracts, guys?
I mean, yeah, I think there is. If you want to be able to win these deals a little bit more, ultimately you didn't. The way you won this deal was by not letting him reset the market, but you didn't win the deal in the sense that you're still paying him very, very close to it, and he got exactly what he wanted, which is totally fine in a nutshell with this player. Like, you know how good he is, and that's all fantastic. But if you want a chance to actually win the deals, then at some point you do have to show some level of backbone in these scenarios to set a precedent of the way you do it, because your track record is, if you're a star player, just wait. It doesn't matter if you get hurt. It doesn't matter really anything. If you just wait long enough, the Cowboys are always in a mode where, because they never want to tear it down. This is part of the reason why that hurts them, because they're always trying to, hey, we think we can make the playoffs right now. My gosh, if we don't have Zeke this year, we're not going to be able to make the playoffs. If we don't have CeeDee Lamb, we're not going to be able to make the playoffs. And so ultimately they acquiesce to the player because they want the player.
I could see the draw the line player being Dak.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like it shouldn't have been with Lamb. I mean, Jefferson does 35. He wants 34. You're sitting at 32.5, was just a little bit more than Brown got, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
A year ago?
I think the Cowboys are always interested if you're not going to reset the market. I think that's something that they always kind of feel good about.
Yeah, but the whole time Lamb was not trying to reset the market. If this report is true, he wanted $34 million. They could have done it, and then he could have had a normal training camp and been with the team, and that would have been better for the team.
And their initial offer was more than the guy who was in second place, than Brown. That their offer was better than, like, okay, fine, we're not going to. Lamb probably knows I'm not getting 35.
Yeah.
But, okay, we're going to make you the second highest paid guy at 32.5, And to CeeDee's agent and his credit, they sat there and said, okay, yeah, we're going to be we're comfortable with being the second one, but we want to be closer to the first than we are to the guy who's about to be third.
And if the Cowboys had a track record of not always playing nicely here, the CeeDee Lamb and company might have just taken the 32.5 and been thankful for it. But because of the track record, it's like, no, we'll wait another 4 weeks. I'll skip training camp, which is not good for the team. You can't say it's good. We'll see. It may not be a big deal, but it's not good for the team.
No.
And then, that's it. I know I'm going to get what I want.
I mean, there's no doubt he deserves the second most at the very least.
Agreed.
The numbers from the last 2 years, number 1 in receptions, number 2 in receiving yards after the catch, receiving touchdowns, receptions of 15-plus yards, 88 of them over the last 2 years, and 118.4 passer rating when targeted. Counting numbers, efficiency numbers, touchdowns, there's no doubt about it. He is the second best wide receiver. So it was a matter of where do you want to, be closer to, and I think the Cowboys, fought for $1.5 million. They kept their best player out of training camp for a month.
Yeah,
probably worth it.
Yeah, to be honest with you, if I were the Cowboys, I would have sat there and waited till the week of the first game. I mean, I would have waited and see. I would have seen what his resolve is. Even if on principle, you're sitting there thinking like, okay, you want to get everybody in, and you want to give your team the best chance. But if they really wanted to change some opinions about them and the way they negotiate, I would have taken this thing to the final minute of week 1.
I think that's what they need to do.
Listen, we're just offering you 32-5.
But Lamb's not the player to do that with. The player to do that with is the guy who's like the 12th best at his position, but wants to set the market.
But they've got, as you mentioned, though, they've got to find a way to kind of keep him out of this rut of people holding to the last minute on him, because they know that they're going to cave in on that. Me personally, if the Cowboys really wanted to send a message and see what the resolve was with Lamb, would he really be willing to make game checks?
Yeah.
And the answer to me, I don't think he would have.
No.
That's where hey, good for the Cowboys getting it done. I would have gambled.
If you play that game super hard, though, eventually you're going to get a bad name and a bad reputation.
What,
right?
of holding it?
Oh, you have to take this amount because you're not going to miss a game check. I mean, why offer 32.5 if you want to negotiate like that? Offer 30.
What's better, to be a tough negotiator or one that caves?
You want to be a tough negotiator for sure.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I mean,
but it's not fair. It's not fair to ask him to take A.J. Brown money, is it?
Yeah, I do. It's fair that I'm going to pay you $500,000 more. Look at, I don't look at the contracts. I don't look at all the numbers and stuff. I mean, there's smarter people than that. But everything that he got, the guarantees and all that stuff like that, is far more than what Brown got, far more than what St. Brown got, far more than anybody else has got. They negotiated they negotiated and Lamb got what he wanted. But if you're going to be an organization that's going to change the narrative about you as negotiators, I can see drawing the line. I could say, okay, how far are you willing to take this?
Yeah.
Their way of drawing the line in the sand could now, like I said, could be with Dak.
Yeah.
Dak, like, no, we're not giving you $60 million.
I do think part of it is teams' willingness to, at times, understand that this is not a Super Bowl window right now, and they're willing to, okay, I have a star player or two, but we're not ready to do anything substantial. Yeah. The Cowboys never want to tear it down, and so they're always like, man, we need that player so we can win the 10 games and get into the dance, and that's all they think is necessary, is just get to the playoffs, and you've done your job, and then you got to hope the ball bounces your way. Yeah, and they want to do that every year. If they had moments where they were like, hey, we're going to reset things a little bit, now you feel better about, hey, no, we will draw a line in the sand here because we got no problem trading you because we know we're not winning for the next year or two. Okay, but they're never there. They're always trying to be in the playoffs. So when Zeke holds out, oh, crap, because this isn't a punt on it year. This is we want to win 10 to 12 games and lose in the first round of the playoffs year. So we got to have our running back for that, and we got to reset the market to do it or pay him just whatever he wants.
Yeah, it might not be good for the head coach, though, just getting into the playoffs. That might not be good for him.
Well, don't tell him that. Did you see his latest quote from John Machota that he just tweeted out?
No.
I don't know if McCarthy's talking right now.
Yeah, he did at 3:00. He had a conference call today with everybody.
Okay.
What did he say?
He was answering a question about playing well in December and January. And McCarthy is saying, quote, we keep talking about playoffs and things like that, but I don't know when the hell it became easy to win 12 games in a season. Yeah. So we really got to get back to winning week in and week out.
Yeah, see, that's what I think the mindset of the front office and the coaching staff is, that they want to focus on that, hey, things are going well. We've won 12 games 3 years in a row. We're making the playoffs. I think it's going the way that Joneses want it. They feel like they're getting unlucky.
Why do they don't extend the guy? If they're interested in just winning 10 or 12 games every year, why don't they extend the head coach?
More spice, more talking points, and exactly what Jerry wants. A little bit more pressure on everybody. That Jerry wants all that right now.
Yeah. I wish, I wish this was the kind of team that would want to shake things up.